Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today we have the Sonim XP3 Plus 5G. This represents a development in the dumb phone space that allows us to future-proof with a lot of extra features out there. This device is based on Android and it has incredible battery life, although there are some compromises. Let's first get started with the frequently asked questions, and as you can see right there, you can install certain things, but you have to sideload them. And the reality is that this device runs Android 14 and has great specs to run a lot of applications. But then it has a few flaws that you need to be aware of if you're willing to spend the money. So when it comes to the hardware of the device, it is a rugged device and it is quite thick. The reason why is because it's made for construction workers or companies that use certain specific features. I personally think it's okay. It's not as heavy or uncomfortable. It has a better design than the Cat S22, but it's something to keep in mind that this is a rugged device. And it does have a lot of buttons that are configurable, which is a plus. And it has a massive, almost 3,000 milliamp hour battery, which lasts 5+ days. So that is definitely a pro. It does also come with a camera, which I will showcase some samples of the camera right now. It's serviceable. It's not going to win awards, but you can get stuff done like sending a document or sending a picture of your loved ones. When it comes to the software of the device, it does run Android 14 and is quite snappy. Now, there is a flaw. This is a hardware flaw and kind of like software optimization. So some of the buttons may be a little bit mushy or difficult to press sometimes, and the keys just don't register when you are pressing it fast. So let's go to the messaging application so that you can take a look into that. It does come with T9. So as you see right here, hello, my name is Jose. And you can right there find it. However, if I switch it to EN, which is triple click, sometimes, as you see right there, I'm tapping fast, but it's only registering a few key presses like G or H or 4-4. So again, if you are using this device, I highly recommend that you will use the T9 engine to type instead of the triple click until they fix that software and hardware optimization. I don't know what happened with this specific area, but it's something that Sonim needs to take a look into or fix at the factory level. And I think it's mostly a software key registry problem. So I think that they're going to be able to figure it out. Now, the device is $200 or $210, depending on when you get it, or if you get it officially from T-Mobile or at a discount. And it does come with a browser. It does have a clock and calendar. All of these utilities, the clock, calendar, they are not syncing. They're offline. However, you can, and I highly recommend that when you look into this device, if you want extra functionality that syncs with other devices or extra applications, that you get a virtual mouse or a physical mouse. So when you open the browser, it does come preloaded with a virtual mouse, but it is a little bit harder to essentially navigate some of these applications. So I highly recommend you get a Bluetooth mouse. So as you see right here, I will pair it in just 1 second. And now you're able to scroll faster because you have extra functionality. Now, I know this is not the most useful on the go, but what you can do is essentially, I'll give you an example. You go into the menu, you go into your applications, and maybe you downloaded something like WhatsApp. So what you do is you set it up at home and you use it linked to a different device like a laptop or a tablet, but you have the ability to check out the application, check out your messages via WhatsApp here. And as you see, you're going to need some of that usefulness of the mouse with it. And I think this is sadly where some of these devices that don't have a touchscreen are going into, but it's kind of a compromise that you can look into and say, hey, this is worth it to me. The device has great battery life. It does have music, sound recorder, notes, a few voice commands, downloads, file explorer. It does have an FM radio. And it is rugged. It's going to last for a long time, but I can sideload extra utilities that are more aligned with some of the new things that I need to do in life. You can even look for a QR code reader and you're going to be able to link it pretty well. So those utilities are kind of like extras. And that's how you have to think about this device. The call quality, the battery life, everything about it was pretty good. I mean, I would say like 7.5, 8 out of 10, except this key issue where when you press too fast, it doesn't register. But again, I think that's going to get fixed. The device performs extremely well. Now, there are other devices that this is competing against, namely the Kyocera or even the Sunbeam rugged devices. Like, one thing I like about the Sunbeam is that you have a touchscreen, so you don't have to deal with some of these inconveniences, especially on certain models. But if you're looking for a more durable device and definitely a better battery life contender, I think Sonim and Kyocera are going to give you the best experience. And maybe you need to sideload or look into a few alternatives in order to make it a daily driver. I like the device. I think it's a decent investment. However, I think that you may need to consider a few competitors and kind of like feature parity. Like, okay, what do I prefer? Do I want a touchscreen? Do I not? And do I just want a simple experience? Now, if you just want a simple experience, I think it's an excellent device. It gets the job done. It has a camera. It has a browser for extra things here and there. It's very annoying to use without a virtual mouse, so I don't expect many people to be in it for a long time. But instead, oh, hey, I'm going to look into some information. I'm going to kind of like quickly peruse what the device can do. It does also have a few extra things like quick settings. It does have a torch, profiles, airplane mode, and it does have hotspot. And again, there are two things that are leveraged on this device, in my opinion, that are actually extremely helpful. And that is future-proofing with 5G and eSIM functionality. So this is good for dumb phones in the long term. And I know some people have opinions about whether they want 5G on their phones or eSIM, but I think when you're switching between back and forth a smart device and a more flip phone based device, then having that utility of, hey, I can do eSIM, I can do 5G on this device, I can have a hotspot that is fast. Those are going to come with advanced functionality and future proofing for the upcoming years, which I think it's a good development overall. Right now, we have very few phones that have eSIM functionality. So I welcome that because it's going to secure that flip phones, candy bar phones, etc., have a place in the conversation by 2030 and beyond. So the Sonim XP3 Plus 5G right here, very good device, good simple device. And if you want to add extra utilities, highly recommend that you use a virtual or Bluetooth mouse with it so that you can actually unlock some of those extra features. If you have any questions about this device or any of the other devices that I have reviewed, make sure to leave them in the comments below and I'll be interacting with you guys. Thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next video.